Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and in today's video, I'm going to give you guys an in-depth review of the Nextiva phone system for 2021. So, before we jump right into this, if you're watching this and you're wondering, is Nextiva good for my business? What is Nextiva? What do they offer, and what should I expect of customer service, pricing, and long-term, things like that? This is definitely the video for you. I would recommend that you grab a pen and pad, take notes, or just sit back and relax, and let's jump right into this review. So, Nextiva was founded in 2006 and is headquartered out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Their reported annual revenue for 2020 is approximately $200 million. Pricing with Nextiva starts at exactly $24.95 per extension per month. Now, I want to be clear when I say this does not include or is not reflective of the pricing for Nextiva's contact center, because Nextiva does have a custom contact center for anybody out there who's watching that you need something like super advanced call queues, or you've got an actual small to medium to large call center and you need something that is more what we call CCaaS. Nextiva does have that, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. We're actually going to do a separate video with one of Nextiva's engineers talking strictly about their contact center platform for their call center. So stay tuned for that. But that's the pricing that you can expect. It's $24.95 per user per month. Now, probably watching this and thinking, man, Prince, that's a little high. Yes and no, because Nextiva has the features and the platform and the uptime to back it up. But as you guys always know, if you want the better pricing, you got to come to me first before you contact the service providers first. And I can get you better pricing. And also I can work with you to see if Nextiva is a good fit for your business or not, because that's what we do here for free. Our consulting is free. We're paid by the providers. So anywho, Nextiva runs on a platform called NextOS, which actually got a major upgrade in fourth quarter 2020. I actually did an interview with their CIO, Josh Lesavoy. I want to say it was late 2020. And one of the things that we talked about, among many other things in the interview with him, was what is NextOS? What was the upgrade all about, and what did they do? So we're not going to talk about all that in this video. I'll tag that video, or I'll put it in the description so you guys can go see that video separately. But that's what it's called, NextOS, and it got a major upgrade. Their upgrade revolved around the idea of now their system allows you to unify everything. Your phone system, your email, your productivity suite, your CRM, everything all under one. But again, we're going to do some future videos with an engineer talking a little bit more about that, because this video is more of a different overview. Included features with Nextiva are, but are not limited to, virtual receptionist, mobile app, desktop app, conference bridge. They're one of the few service providers that includes a conference bridge and doesn't charge you extra for that. Built-in video meetings, which is Amazon Chime that they use with the platform. Call forwarding, call transfer, do not disturb, voicemail to email, virtual fax, toll-free number, and much, much more. Nextiva is a HIPAA-compliant platform, so for those of you who are watching that are in the medical, healthcare, or telehealth sectors, it's definitely a HIPAA-compliant service, and they do offer the ability for you to get a BAA that is within relative reason, custom tailored to your compliance or to your medical, needs for your insurance or for your legal reasons or whatever that may be. Standard contract term with Nextiva is 24 months, 2 years. You can request a 12-month or a month-to-month with Nextiva, but expect the price to go up. I would almost go as far as saying, you guys, like 98% of the clients that I have worked with, and I've worked with dozens and dozens to adopt Nextiva, they typically go for the 24-month for the better pricing, and the features that are included with the tiers that you get within that contractual term. Let's see here. Nextiva does offer free phones. However, there's a couple of stipulations. Number one, you have to have 5 users minimum. That's a little different than some of the other service providers that you guys have heard me talk about, because most of them, you probably notice, yes, even though other providers, they require the 36-month term, you can have 1 phone, you can have 2 phones, you can have 500, you can get the free phones. Nextiva requires 5 users minimum, and you have to be on a 36-month agreement to get the free phones, unless you're like a special scenario, like hundreds of employees or a government entity or something like that, and their promotions desk is willing to work out like a special deal. But that's a case-by-case type of thing. At the time of this video, the free IP phones that Nextiva typically offers are Polycoms. And also, Nextiva has their own Nextiva brand phones. We've actually reviewed some of them, and we've got all of them in this office in a box. We're going to be reviewing the rest. But typically, the free phone that you're going to get with Nextiva, if you qualify, which is 5 users minimum on a 36-month agreement, is going to be Polycoms. Usually the Polycom VVX250. Sometimes the Poly VVX350 if your company is bigger and they can justify giving you those for free. Or you can get their Nextiva brand phones, which are excellent phones that are made by VTech and made by Snome. So, free phones at Nextiva. Free phones with Nextiva on a 36-month with 5 user minimum, and you can go for the Polycoms that they have, or you can go for select Nextiva brand phones that they will give you for free, which are excellent phones. You guys will see when I do those reviews in some upcoming videos. So let's jump into the pros of Nextiva. First of all, pros of Nextiva. Nextiva's customer service is absolutely excellent. It's one of the best customer service and also the best implementation process and training process for new customers during their onboarding that we've seen with most any service provider that we work with. So much so that we actually gave Nextiva Best Customer Service of the Year award during our VoIP Awards 2021 ceremony back in late February. So if you want to see that video, I'll put it in the description, or just go and type in VoIP Awards 2021 in YouTube and it should come up #1 and you guys can watch it for yourself. But there's a reason why we gave them that. Pro number 2, their customer service is mostly based in the United States, but something that you may not know is that they do have an outsourced customer service department, which is usually who you get if you call after hours or on holidays or weekends or something like that. And it's located in the Ukraine. Why do I mention that? I have nothing against outsourced customer service. I work with the VoIP providers all day long, so I'm used to dealing with it. But English proficiency is always a really big thing with a lot of callers when they're dealing with foreign customer service, even if the person overseas is qualified. I got some comments because I didn't know back when we first started talking about Nextiva years back. I mentioned that Nextiva's customer service was all US based. Somebody corrected me and said, Prince, no, it's not. It's actually part between the US and part out of the Ukraine, but you really can't ever tell that those people in the Ukraine are foreign because their English is that good. Nextiva has some really good guidelines, apparently, in place to make sure that any outsourced people that are working with them have like excellent English proficiency. So I've heard rumors that you can talk to some of these support persons in the Ukraine and you not even know that they're in the Ukraine. You think that they're on US soil because their English, their accent, their proficiency is so good. That being said, one of the other things that I wanted to throw out there as well is that Nextiva brags that their technicians, their support staff, are not just random support staff reading from a script. They're actual certified technicians and engineers. There's something to be said for that. So moving on to pro number 3. Well, actually, I just said it. Reps are not just customer service reps. They're actual technicians and engineers. So we jumped the gun. That was pro number 3. Pro number 4. And this is probably one of my favorites and one of the biggest selling points with Nextiva that we find working with people with Nextiva almost daily. Nextiva is one of the only VoIP service providers out there, or UCaaS providers, that includes a free virtual fax and toll-free number for all business accounts. It doesn't matter if you've got one extension, 10, 20, or 100, or 1,000. They include a free virtual fax and a free toll-free number. Why is this big? For small businesses that are tight on the pocketbook, or for solopreneurs or new businesses, having a free virtual fax and a free toll-free number, that's a big value add. That's like a $50 to $60 a month savings. I know some of you out here who are watching that are a call center or you're a bigger business, that may not be a big deal to you, but for the average business that we deal with, that's a smaller business, even though we deal with the big fish regularly, for a smaller business, that's a big deal for a lot of people to be able to get a free virtual fax and a free toll-free number. Most other providers out there will charge for the fax alone anywhere from $15 to $25 a month, and the toll-free can go as high as $30 to $50 a month for the toll-free number, so that's a big savings. Let's see here. Pro number 5, Nextiva has its own built-in CRM. Now, for those of you who are watching that are like me, and you've got your own CRM, because we have our own CRM internally that integrates with our VoIP service provider, but it's a separate thing. For some of you that are watching that have your own CRM, you're probably thinking that's not a big deal. However, we talk to businesses all the time that are either startup or new business, and they don't have a CRM, or businesses that are, they really don't want to have the overhead or on, they're kind of in limbo about adopting a third-party CRM. So to be able to get a phone system where for a little extra money, you can get a CRM that is also designed by the same developers that did your phone system, and it would seamlessly integrate perfectly and store records, automatically log calls to client accounts within the CRM, have call pop where the record pops up when the phone rings and a customer's calling. That's a big deal. So pro for sure is that Nextiva has its own internal built-in CRM that you can add on for however many users that you want to seamlessly integrate the phone system into the CRM. Pro number 6, before we move on to cons, Nextiva boasts that it has some of the highest uptime in the market. Now, we're actually going to put this to the test, you guys, because they have all these charts and stuff, and they say that they can prove that they have some of the best uptime in the market. We actually have been talking to an engineer at Nextiva saying, hey, can we actually do a video called How Reliable is Nextiva, like uptime review? So just be on the lookout on the channel in future videos for that. That's coming. That script is already put together, and I'm already in talks with the engineer. But they boast that they have some of the highest uptime in the industry and that their system more or less never goes down. But if and when it does, in comparison to their competitors, they claim that they just totally beat everybody on uptime. We believe them, but at the same time, I said we want to prove it for you guys, the viewers. So be on the lookout for that video in the soon future. Let's see here. Okay, so let's jump into some cons of Nextiva before we wrap this up with some final thoughts and what I think about Nextiva. Con number 1, and this is one that just breaks my heart because I am such a Yealink snob. Nextiva does not natively support Yealink. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get a Yealink phone to work on Nextiva, but they will tell you, hey, Yealink is not a certified brand or not a certified phone on our platform. It does not mean that you can't use it, but we're just letting you know now that some or all of the features of your Yealink may not work, and if you try to contact our support, they will tell you that it's not a certified brand on our platform and we cannot support it. Do I have customers that use Yealink phones with Nextiva currently? Absolutely. I've got, I want to say probably close to a dozen, maybe more. But I'd be lying if I said that doesn't worry me a little bit when they say that they can't guarantee whether it'll work or not. If you're watching this and you're a Yealink snob like me, or you're thinking about using Yealink and you're interested in Nextiva, I could either get with them and run the model that you're thinking about using by them to see if it's going to work or make sense. Or if you're already a Nextiva customer or you don't want to work with me, you just want to go Nextiva direct, I would encourage you to ask them before you place a large or small order on a bunch of Yealinks if the phone in question is going to work or not. Let's see here. Nextiva's mobile app currently does not support MMS. Now, that con right there, that really needs no explanation. However, it has a silver lining. We've heard that MMS is coming out this year. As a matter of fact, we know it's coming out this year from some talks that we've had with development. We just don't know when. So if you're watching this and you need MMS, really the choice is yours. Do you want to adopt Nextiva now? Do you want to wait? We're pretty positive it's coming out this year. We just don't know when. But you guys better believe, and you guys know how I roll with this channel if you've been to this channel before, once it hits, once it's announced, we'll be up with a video and we'll be showing it off and let you know exactly when it's out. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't need to replace my phone system for another 3 months or 4 months or whatever it may be, just hit that subscribe button and keep watching and we'll let you know when it's out, because we've already told them that the minute that it's out, we're going to do a video, and there's nothing they can do to stop us from doing that once it is officially released and they've made it somewhat public. So anywho, let's see. Other cons. I think that was all the cons I had, you guys. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot bad that I could say about them. And that brings us into my final and closing thoughts. We found that if a business is needing to watch cost and they absolutely need a virtual fax. As much as I've mentioned in I don't know how many videos that I think, people don't need fax. That's why God invented, I always joke in the office and say, when people say, Prince, do you think I need a fax? I say, no, that's why God invented email, but some people still need it for compliance, We've seen like healthcare companies, law firms that still have to have it by law or by compliance, or they've got, people that are just old school that don't want to use email and they still want to use a plain Jane fax or use a virtual fax or something like that. If you're somebody like that you need fax or you need a toll-free number, Nextiva might be a really good fit for you because they include it. And that's a major savings if you're a small business and you need to watch your cost. Let's see here. Other final thoughts. Pricing is not the lowest with Nextiva, but if you're going through somebody like us, it's negotiable. It can be adjusted to somewhat be competitive with other like competitors of similar caliber to Nextiva in the market. But for what you're getting with Nextiva, I'll give you guys a great example. I had a guy that contacted me, I want to say 2 months ago. We were looking at Nextiva and another one of Nextiva's competitors. The competitor was coming in at about $3 or $4 less per extension per month, which I want to say equated, when we did the math, it was like a $60 to $70 savings a month for this particular customer. He said, Prince, what do you think? I said, well, if you want to know my honest opinion, Nextiva's customer service is significantly better than the other cheaper competitor in comparison. And the guy cut me off right then and there and he said, I had a really bad experience with the previous phone system where it was cheap, it was the best price ever, but we got what we paid for and ended up resulting in a bunch of downtime and this and that and so on and so forth. And he just told me, he said, to spend $60 to $70 extra to have excellent implementation training experience for my staff and customer service I can rely on, he said it's no question. It's I don't even look at it as a loss or as an overpayment. So there's something to be said for that. The other thing I want to touch on is while Nextiva does not natively support Yealink phones, they support a ton of other phones that are fine. They support some Cisco phones, they support some Panasonic phones, they support most all of the popular Polycom phones, which some of them are actually behind me here. And then Nextiva has a whole myriad of their own phones that are Nextiva brand phones manufactured by VTech and Snome. So, if you're like me and you're a Yealink snob, I don't know, you may be SOL in regards to Nextiva. They may support the Yealink that you're thinking about, they may not, but they've got plenty of other options that I think would suffice unless you're just completely hell-bent on Yealink and the particular Yealink that you're looking at they don't support. One other thing that I wanted to throw out there, and I guess you could put this in the cons, but I wanted to throw this out there for you guys. I recently learned that Nextiva offers 30-day trial for their service for qualifying businesses. What that qualification is, I don't know, but this is more incentive for you to call me first before you call Nextiva so I can find out for you, not only get you special pricing, but see if we could get you like on a try before you buy thing, if that's, your thing, before you sign into a long-term agreement or something like that. I have no doubt that if you try Nextiva, you'll like it. Assuming the features and the function match your schematic. Final thing is, as I already mentioned, if your business likes personalized service when it comes to the implementation, the assistance with porting your numbers, the setup of your system based on your needs and criteria, the training of your staff and things like that, the long-term like customer service, if you like that level of personalized service, no question Nextiva is probably the best fit for you, assuming that their feature and their platform matches up with what you need for your business. Again, there's a reason that we gave them the Best Customer Service of the Year award during our 2021 VoIP Awards ceremony back in February of this year. So, anywho, if you're watching this video and you would like to see a customized demo of Nextiva, or you'd just like to talk with somebody at Nextiva or talk to me, about your needs and see if Nextiva's a fit or maybe another carrier is a fit, or maybe you'd like to get a Nextiva quote in comparison with a quote you've already got or another provider that you want to see if it makes the most sense. That's what we do all day. My service is free. We're paid by the service providers. I can pretty much almost always get you better pricing than if you go to the service providers direct. So call us or contact us first before you get quotes from a provider. Again, I can coordinate demos. I can connect you up with an engineer or at Nextiva to see if it makes sense. If you found this video helpful, please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We upload new videos every single week. Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business, phone, and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.